I arrived there on Good Friday, and the day I arrived, Pearse took over the post office in Dublin.
Now, you weren't on active service there, you were on leave.
I was on leave.
Did you get involved?
I certainly did, but I'll tell you what happened in the Easter week 1916. The Irish would take over a whole street block, which is about 5-6 houses, and they would bash holes in the walls, so they'd make it one big fortress, you see, and they would fight from there. And they sent the women out to get food and run messages and so on and so forth. My father said, on no account is anyone, under any circumstances, to shoot a woman. But I'm afraid a lot of them did get shot. And that was the most awful sight I ever saw during the whole war. A woman lying shot in the street with her skirts bunched over around her shoulders. You know, it was a terrible sight.
But you were also there when the IRA of 1916 surrendered, weren't you?
Yes, indeed. So Pearse, who was in command of the Irish rebels, he wrote and sent us a message, sent my father a message saying that he couldn't go on, he couldn't continue, he was hopelessly outnumbered and surrounded and so on and so forth, and he wanted to surrender. So I wrote back my father's dictation to Pearse to come and meet us at Moore Street and such street with a white flag and with just the one woman who'd taken the message with him, which he did. He surrendered to my father, and I took him down to the Irish prison, the big Kilmainham, I think it is, Kilmainham jail. And in the car, there was a soldier driving. There was Pearse, a priest, and myself. And he was talking to the priest and giving him his rings and his crucifix and everything else. Then I saw when we got to Kilmainham gates, he wasn't finished, so I said to the driver, go on driving. So he went on driving round the block. And when I saw he was finished, I said, all right, drive into the jail. So when we got in and stopped, just before Pearse got out, he turned to me and he said, young man, that was a very fine gesture you just made, and I want to thank you, but I have nothing I can give you except this. And he took off his sort of an Australian-type hat that the Sinn Féin were wearing, and he took out the badge and he said, here, keep this as a memento.
You went through the war and finally ended up in Germany.